Hey guys, welcome to Juicy Tea, where I read out the best stories on Reddit, so you don't have to. The funny, shocking, and satisfyingly juicy. Today's video is Who's in the Wrong Wednesday, where you get to decide who's right and who's wrong. Would I, a 34-year-old female, be wrong to hook up with a college freshman, 18 male, posted by a throwaway account? My friend lives in the city with the university that we graduated from. It has a pretty big college scene, but lots of options for our age too. She lives about an hour and a half away, so it's not a bad trip to make, but not something I do every weekend either. A couple weeks ago, we were out with a couple other friends. They stepped away for a moment and this guy came up to me and started chatting with me. We were having a good conversation when I decided to bring up our ages. I asked how old he thought I was and he said 22. I laughed. He said he was 18 and I told him that I was 34. He said some cliche about liking older women. I laughed some more and pointed out that I'm almost double his age. He continued the cliche. My friends were coming back, so he asked for my number and I gave it to him. We've been texting back and forth for a couple weeks now and he's not hidden his interest in me at all. I've reciprocated some and we both seem to be having fun. He's asking when I'm coming back to the city next and if we can hang out. We've both insinuated that we'd be hooking up. He wants to bring me back to his dorm. I typically crash at a friend's place, but I'm not bringing a guy back there. He won't let me pay for a hotel room, and I won't let him pay for one either, so the only option is his dorm. I'll admit that he's a very attractive man. It definitely feels good to be hit on by someone so attractive, and someone younger than me. But I am concerned about the age gap. I'm much more mature than him, and my brain is fully developed. We're at vastly different stages of life, and when I ask my friends about it, they're mixed on it. Some of them say it's just simple fun for the both of us, and some of them are more hesitant because of the age gap. I'm also concerned about the double standard too. If an 18-year-old girl was hooking up with a 34-year-old man, there'd definitely be some eyebrows raised, but some of my friends say it's different in my case because it's the younger one pursuing the older one. I've also never been with someone more than 2 years younger than me. I'm feeling conflicted. I think it'd be good clean fun, but if I'm worrying about it this much, maybe that's a sign that I shouldn't? I know this is much more low stakes than a lot of things on here, but I'm just curious about what other people think. Just to clarify, I have no intentions of starting a relationship with him. This would just be a one-night stand. Down in the comments, CatFriend18 says, I'm a 35-year-old woman, and the dorm room part made my skin crawl. Ugh. I mean, he is technically an adult, but he's also technically still a teenager, so I don't know. It kind of gives me the ick. I'll leave this one up to you guys. Is this wrong? Am I the a-hole for asking my husband to not eat lunch at night? Posted by OKRaspberry6112. We're a one-income family. We have a 10-year-old boy and a baby that's under 1 year old. I can't work due to health and chronic pain issues. My husband works full-time, usually 35 to 40 hours a week. When I cook dinner, I make enough so that my husband has leftovers to take to work the next day. He has a habit of eating what's supposed to be his lunch as a large nighttime snack before bed. We have plenty of stuff that he can snack on or heat up that's not his lunch for the next day. Then at work, he ends up eating out and he hates fast food, so he spends like $20 to $25 on lunch each day. This adds up and it makes money tighter for us. I get it, it's his income, but it's affecting the entire family. I've asked him to not eat his lunch as a snack, but he says he loves my cooking and can't help it, and I should feel complimented that he enjoys it so much. I do appreciate that he likes what I cook so much, but I also like knowing that our bills will be paid and we can afford gas, groceries, household supplies, and stuff for the kids without being in the red each week. Am I the a-hole? Edit. If I make more dinner, he'll just have third and fourth helpings. I do the grocery shopping and try to get everything on his snack list, and he will still eat his lunch as a snack. Hubby is a recovering gambling addict and currently owes about $100K in back taxes that I'm trying to also budget to pay towards each month. He currently works in retail, making about $40K a year. He has a master's in economics and used to make $200K plus, but some bad decisions in life messed that up and he ended up in legal trouble and can no longer work in his former industry. Down in the comments, Lam Irene says, "Not the a-hole. Haven't been in this position, the only thing that worked was sitting down my husband and actually showing him the numbers. So, say he's eating out 3 times a week, that's $60 to $75 per week, or $240 to $300 per month, $2,880 to $3,600 per year. Girl, that's a family vacation that he's eating. That's a full month's or more of rent/mortgage. Simply because he won't save dinner leftovers for lunch and stop eating out. Lay out the actual cost of his snacking and give him a reality shock. It might help put things into perspective for him. Good luck." Yeah, I agree. He clearly has some impulse control issues, but he's literally snacking on the whole family's financial security. Maybe a more immature response is to get one of those snack chocolate lockboxes and put his lunch in it overnight to prevent him from snacking on it during the night. Am I the a-hole for driving away without my wife because she can't plan? Posted by Ford Clock 9113. For the past week, my wife and I have been looking forward to a baseball game that we'd already bought tickets for. We like baseball, but we don't attend many games, so travelling into the city to see a game is a rare treat. I know though that it would take time to drive there and find parking due to traffic. Because the game started at 7 PM and we live about 45 minutes from the stadium, I told my wife this morning that she needs to be ready to get in the car and go by 6 PM. Well, my wife is an avid gamer, so she was engrossed in a latest video game when the clock struck 5:45. She's struggled to plan in the past, and I get tired of reminding her that she needs to budget her time to get ready. It's as if she has no concept of time at all, similar to a young child. And I'm starting to see why you've been labelled the a-hole. Well, I was ready to go by 6 PM, and she was in the bathroom. I saw this as an opportunity to teach her personal responsibility, so I simply left the house without saying a word, got in the car, and started driving to the game. Wow. I've got to say, if you're just screaming at the idea of teaching your wife a lesson, maybe it's time to seek therapy. It took my wife a few minutes to figure out what I'd done, but when she called me, she was absolutely furious. She said that it was completely unacceptable of me to leave without telling her, and that now she had no way to get to the game without paying for parking. I told her I got tired of constantly waiting for her, and that she would plan better next time if she didn't want to get left behind. I also reminded her that I had told her that morning when I expected her to be ready to leave. Absolutely none of this seemed to matter though, as she really hung up on me after yelling more insults. Frankly, I think it's completely insane that a grown woman is unable to budget her time, and I'm starting to suspect that she's doing this on purpose, because she's a narcissist who expects me to accommodate her. After all, she's not a dumb woman, she has a science degree. Well, she never showed up to the stadium, and I didn't hear from her all game, but when I got home, there was a note on the door. She told me I wasn't welcome in the bedroom, and I should sleep on the couch. I can't believe that she wants to be this much of a pill. If I'd waited for her, I'd have missed the first pitch. I made my expectations clear, and she couldn't be bothered to meet them. I feel like she should be apologizing to me. Am I the a-hole? Oh, what the hell? She might have literally been ready, which you'd have known if you'd actually said something. You're treating your wife in this weird, demeaning way. I was gonna say like a child, but you shouldn't even treat a child like this. You said it took your wife a few minutes to realize what you did. It sounds like she was basically ready. It's not like she only realized you were gone an hour later. But you just jumped at the opportunity to teach her a lesson. Down in the comments, Osmoose says, "You're the a-hole. I wouldn't have blamed you for leaving, but you should have told her. Honey, put your shoes on, I'm leaving. How hard is that? Who cares if she's dumb or has a science degree? It has nothing to do with punctuality, and it can happen to anyone to not see time go by. You're the a-hole because you know your wife, and you knew she wouldn't be ready, and you left on purpose to punish her. Enjoy your couch." Am I the a-hole for telling a woman that I nanny for that her husband is cheating on her? Posted by Throwaway Nanny. I, 23 female, have been a nanny for this wonderful family for 3 years now. The family consists of mum, I'll call her M, dad, I'll call him D, and their one child, I'll call her C. When I started, C was a month old, and at this point, they all feel like part of my family too. I decided to stick with them even after graduating from college instead of immediately pursuing a teaching career because I just love C so much. And on top of that, they pay me really well. Last weekend, I was out with my boyfriend getting dinner. To my surprise, I saw D at the restaurant as well, with a woman who was certainly not M. I tried to assume the best, thinking that maybe it was a relative of his or something, but then he leaned over and kissed this woman. I was shocked and just told my boyfriend we should go somewhere else, and I pulled him out of there quick because I didn't want D to see me. This happened Saturday of last week. I thought things through that night and over Sunday, and I really didn't know what to do. Emma's expecting another child with D, and I tried putting myself in her shoes. I decided that if it was me, I'd want to know that my husband was seeing another woman, so on Monday morning, I told her. D is never the one home in the morning when I show up, it's always M. I walked in, took a deep breath, and just explained what I'd seen. I was hoping maybe she'd tell me that their relationship was open, or that they were already separating, but unfortunately, that's not what happened. She immediately got tears in her eyes and was just shaking her head in disbelief, and she kept asking me if I was sure that I'd seen him. I told her yes, and she left for work still crying. When she got home later, she seemed pretty emotionless and was quite cold with me. I got a text later on that evening saying that her and C were going to stay with her parents for a week or two, and that she wouldn't be needing me to nanny until they got back. I haven't received any further communication from her. I thought I was right for telling her, but my mum and a few of my friends have told me that I was wrong for sticking my nose in their business. My mum even said that I'll probably end up losing my job now, and I'll admit that has me pretty stressed out. Now I feel like an a-hole who blew up a marriage and stressed a pregnant woman out. So, am I the a-hole? Too long didn't read. I caught the husband in a family that I nannied for cheating on his pregnant wife, and I told her about it. Now I feel like an a-hole who ruined a marriage. You didn't blow up the marriage, he did. Personally, I'd rather know. Screw wasting any more time on a cheater. And what'd be worse is finding out that everyone knew and didn't tell you. Honestly, I think telling her and risking your job shows a lot of integrity, not the a-hole. Remember, I post new content every day, so subscribe for more juicy tea.